Tonight, DeBella Entertainment proudly presents Broadway Boxing.
You are looking at the Aviator Sports Complex. We're connected to the historic Floyd Bennett Field Municipal Airport right off of Flatbush Avenue here in Brooklyn. Hello everyone, welcome to Broadway Boxing. I'm Brian Custer alongside Brian Adams. Another great fight card, and tonight, the First Lady of DeBella Entertainment, the Heat, Heather Hardy, our headliner, still undefeated, Brian.
Well, that's the story with Heather Hardy. Still undefeated. She's still gaining that momentum around New York City. She's still having people talk about her, wanting to come see her fight. I look for Heather Hardy to continue to bring the heat tonight. She has a world of confidence. She loves to perform. I expect nothing less tonight.
She'll need that confidence. Let's talk about her opponent, Nadia Feliciano, out of the Boogie Down Bronx. And this is a young lady who's got some experience when it comes to boxing.
Well, although she has 14 bouts under her belt, she has a ton of experience. She fought for a world title in 2012. I know that may not sound like anything, but female boxing, world titles means a lot. So she has experience, and you know she's going to have confidence. So I look for her to come in here and have that Bronx-Brooklyn rivalry thing going on and jump all over Heather Hardy.
Should be a great main event. Time now for our first fight of the evening.
Well, Joe Williams, 4 pounds heavy and 7 inches shorter. So the script is written. Let's see if the taller man can stand outside and the shorter, stronger man can get on the inside.
All right, these guys are going 4 rounds. Both guys are in the ring. Let's get the official introduction. Here's Bob Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first bout of the evening is brought to you by DeBella Entertainment, sponsored by Manfredi Auto Group on Highland Boulevard in Staten Island for your best deal. Also brought to you by Everlast. Ladies and gentlemen, our first bout of the evening scheduled for 4 rounds of professional boxing in the light heavyweight division. Your judges scoring at ringside, Waleska Rodan, Robert Perez, and Kevin Morgan. When the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, referee David Fields. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks adorned with the flag of Puerto Rico. He weighed in at 173 3/4 pounds. A veteran of 4 professional bouts from Franklin Park, Illinois. Here is PJ Cajigas. His opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with silver trim. He weighed in at 177 3/4 pounds. He is undefeated in his professional career. 1 win, no losses, 1 win by way of knockout. From Far Rockaway, New York, here is Joseph Williams.
Okay, gentlemen, we're scheduled to box 4 rounds. You both know the rules. I expect you to obey my commands at all times. Most of all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
All right, we're set to go 4 rounds here. Joseph Williams taking on PJ Cajigas. Just the second professional fight for Williams. Cajigas comes all the way to New York, fighting here for the first time out of the Chicago area. Originally an MMA guy. This is round 1.
And Joe Williams had a huge amateur background. He was in the finals of the 2012 U.S. Olympics to Michael Hunter, who eventually made the Olympic team. So I look for Joe to be versatile, be able to box, and then when he gets inside, he's an excellent body puncher.
Comes with a leading left hook to Cajigas. Cajigas has definitely got the size, but interesting, in a fighter meeting, he said he likes to fight more on the inside. That'll be interesting. Oh, here's another left hook by Williams.
Yeah, when he said he likes to fight on the inside, I was just sitting there thinking, you know, dangerous.
Williams is connected already a couple of times with the left hook. Contracted weight for this fight was 176. Williams came in a couple pounds over. In fact, he came in at 177. He weighed in at 177.5.
Yeah, he thought the contract was 180, so he thought he was light. And Williams got to be careful leaning in on his left side because PJ has tried to throw that right uppercut several times.
Here's a good right hook to Cajigas.
But I look for Cajigas to be sturdy because he's an MMA guy. Those guys are rough.
Minute left in this round, and it's already been action-packed. Both guys throwing hooks. A lot of it's been fought in the phone booth with these two guys. There's a body shot by Williams.
He feel it.
Less than a minute left here in round one.
You know, though Williams has success on the inside, he hasn't been able to really bully PJ. And his asset is his physical strength on the inside.
Is it because the punches are too wide?
No, I think PJ is physically stronger than anticipated.
Right hook by Williams. Ten seconds left in this round. Williams has scored with the hook. Cajigas has done some damage on the inside. There's a right hook to end the round. Let's take a quick break. You're watching Broadway Boxing.
American-owned, family-operated since 1829. No bull, just lager. From America's oldest brewery, Yingling.
Here's round two. Joseph Williams, PJ Cajigas, both guys in the black trunk with the silver trim. Williams backs Cajigas off the ropes, to the ropes. Cajigas steps off, side steps off.
And Joe Williams, a Mac is his nickname. He's getting under that jab, but he's sliding inside. I think he should get under the jab and counter on top as opposed to trying to get underneath.
He's done damage with the hook. There's another one.
And if you keep pushing PJ back, he'll be okay because PJ does not punch when he's moving backwards. See, watch it. Every time Mac pushes him backwards, PJ does not punch.
You know, PJ Cajigas has been boxing now for 2.5 years. Before that, he was an MMA fighter. Did that for nearly 4 years. There's a left hook by Cajigas that connects.
A nice body shot by Joe Williams. Now Cajigas is tying up on the inside.
There's more body shots by Williams.
Nice double body shot. So Williams get good leverage on the inside because A, he's short and he's compact. See right there, he's getting underneath the jab and left hooks of PJ, where I think he should stand on the outside, block and counter on top.
Minute left here in round two, and I'm curious, Brian, because PJ Cajigas has such the height advantage, why isn't he not using that jab? Shouldn't he be fighting this one on as far, instead of the inside, on the outside?
Well, it's not a matter of what he should be doing, it's a matter of what he can do. Keep in mind, he's an MMA fighter. They do not fight at distance. They stay on the inside.
Takes a left hook to the jaw from Williams. "30 seconds here in round 2.
See, now Williams is starting to be physical. He's now pushing PJ back on the inside.
Both guys, a lot of hugging here in round 2. "10 seconds, here's a left hook by Williams.
But he has to work that
This
jab.
round, yes. Let's take a listen in on Williams' corner.
Down. How you feel?
Breathe for me. Give me 3 good breaths, please. There we go.
All right. Move around to your left.
That's what you gotta do.
Work
That's
that
what you have
jab,
to do.
work around to that body. You gotta let your hands go to that body. He gonna fold. Having too much. We already know that. But you got. No, he gotta watch his head on the inside. You ready to work? Are you ready to work?
Here we go, round 3 now. You heard corner of both guys. Williams' corner telling him, work that jab, go to the body.
And they told him what I was saying at the end of that round. He said, you have to work the jab a little more.
There's a couple combinations by Williams.
Because he's working well on the inside. Now change it up a little.
Williams flicks the jab out. There's a good left hook to the body of Cajigas. Now, if you're Cajigas, how do you keep Williams off of you?
Well, you're Cajigas, you got to start giving angles. Bump him and slide to the side. Right there, he got to spin off either left or right. He got to get Williams into the mode that he's not going to stand inside with him. And then he may force Williams to stand up and try to box him.
Cajigas connected with a right uppercut. There's a big right hook, though, by Williams.
See, right now, he's just laying on the inside with Williams.
Combination by Williams. Right hook, left hook. Coming up on the halfway point, round 3.
See, again, Cajigas is now allowing Williams to be comfortable on the inside. No need to lay in front of the guy.
Oh, it's a right hook. That one hurt Cajigas.
Nice body shot. Well, Joe Williams' corner asked him, are you ready to work?
There's a left to the body that drops him.
And left hook to the head, right to the body and left hook to the head. And he dropped like a sack of potatoes.
And that's it. David Fields calls it off to PJ Cajigas' dismay, but
And I have to say this before we go off. Joe Williams is actually my cousin. His grandmother is my aunt. His mother is my first cousin.
is that where he gets the boxing talent from, huh?
Although I was not as aggressive as him.
Let's take a look at the replay, and let's take a look at the punches that dropped him, Brian.
Well, Joe Williams pushing him back, just muscling him. Threw a right hand to the body, and you seen that right hand go down. Left hook dead on the chin. And David Fields stopped it because Cajigas just dropped. It's not as if he crumbled, he just dropped. So when he fall and hit the canvas that hard, they err on the side of caution every single time.
All right, let's go up to the ring, get the official number of the stoppage. Here's Bob Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Aviator Sports and Events Center in Brooklyn, New York, your referee in charge, David Field, stops this bout at 1 minute, 49 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by knockout, still undefeated, Joseph Williams.
This fight was fought on the inside. Williams throwing hooks that connected for that 3 rounds, but in that 3rd round, it was the body shot. And it was another hook, almost to the ear, it looked like, of Cajigas, that drops him right there. And that was it. Let's take a break. You're watching Broadway Boxing. Time now for our next fight. Let's look at the tail of the tape.
It would be a tall order for Barranza to get close to the much taller, younger, feistier Joel Diaz.
This should be a good one. Let's get the official introductions. Here's Bob Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Aviator Sports and Events Center in Brooklyn, New York, our next bout of the evening is brought to you by DeBella Entertainment. Sponsored by Manfredi Auto Group on Highland Boulevard in Staten Island for your best deal. Also brought to you by Everlast. Scheduled for 8 rounds of professional boxing in the junior lightweight division. Your judges scoring at ringside, Waleska Roldan, Carlos Ortiz, and Kevin Morgan. When the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, your referee, Tony Cerentano. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue trunks with white trim. He weighed in at 129 pounds, a veteran of 67 professional bouts, El Hijo de Mexico City, Mexico y Santa Ana, California. Here is Jose Angel Berenza. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with gold and white trim. He weighed in at 130 pounds. His professional record, undefeated, 14 wins, no losses, 12 wins by way of knockout. From Palmdale, California, Joel Diaz. 6 rounds of professional boxing.
Jose Julio, you received instructions in the locker room. I want a good, clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Anything below here is okay. Keep your punches up.
Well, this would be a good one. You have Jose Barranza, who's been basically fighting for 20 years, but you see Joel Diaz there. Comes from such a rich boxing family. Of course, his father is the renowned boxing trainer, Joel Diaz Sr. Trains Timothy Bradley. Interesting thing about Diaz, he's undefeated. 8 of his 12 knockouts have come in 2 rounds or less. 6 of them have come in the first round.
And just to touch on that a little further, he's now being trained by Abel Sanchez, who happens to be the trainer of the middleweight champion of the world, Gennady Golovkin.
Yeah, Golovkin.
Well, Barranza's doing the right thing, no?
He's come out. These guys have come out very fast.
Try to rough the young kid up.
Barranza said he trained for about 3 weeks for this fight. Oh, there's a right hook by Joe Diaz.
He said, I've been in there 20 years, been in there with everybody, got robbed some fights. And already some swelling under the right eye of Diaz.
Yeah, that's because Barranza, he comes in head first, so there's a little left hook, though, by Barranza. You notice how Barranza, when he comes in, he ducks down.
Head first. Just like that. But you know what? If that's his style, that's his style.
Now you got to adjust to that, maybe
I was
the
gonna say,
uppercut.
right, he make people adjust to it. Either you adjust offensively or you adjust defensively to that. And defensively won't be good because you're just going to start pulling back.
Halfway through the first round here. Pretty active first round. There's a right or left hook by Diaz. There's a right hand, follows it up with a right uppercut.
See, right now Diaz trying to throw the punches that would force Barranza to give him distance. Uppercut to the chest, some body shots. You know, force him to give you the distance.
Some blood coming from the mouth of the young Diaz.
Nice straight right hand by Barranza.
And there's a left hook by Diaz. No filling out with these guys. First action-packed first round. We come to the final seconds.
If you've been in this sport for 20 plus years, what are you filling out?
Ooh, left hook by Barranza. Diaz follows it up with a left hook of his own there at the bell.
It's okay, it's okay. It's fine. Yes. Esperanza te habla el doctor. Que si estás bien. Yeah. Yeah. We have a little problem with the. No. Te van a querer parar la pelea, güey. Si sigues así. Respirando, se te oye la nariz muy congestionada. Respira profundo. Respira profundo, profundo, profundo. Okay? Hey, güey. ¿Cómo ves?
You can go that uppercut.
No, it's just a matter of time. You just gotta work it. You can't wait for an opportunity, okay? You gotta make it happen. All right?
Here we go, round two. Diaz came right out, right after Barranza here.
See, I like now Diaz is being aggressive. He's the one trying to force the fight and push the older guy back. Now that old saying, bully the bully.
Saw Barranza drop there, but the ref said no. There's a push.
See, now he got Barranza trying to react to what he's doing.
Ooh, good combination by Diaz. The referee admonishes Barranza for the elbows. There's a right to Barranza.
Yeah, I think his glove did touch
It looked
the
like his
canvas.
red. It looked like the glove did touch.
I mean, it may have been a right call to not call it because it was a balance shot, but rules are rules.
Rules are rules. Halfway through the second round. One that Joel Diaz has been the aggressor.
And watch when Barranza punches. He falls off balance almost every time he punches. Leans all the way in with a jab. And that's the only thing you really don't see with the small guys, a lot of body punches.
It's an uppercut by Diaz. Under a minute. There's a left hook by Barranza. Both guys have connected, though, with their hooks.
Good round by Diaz.
Yeah.
He kept the aggression on this round.
Final seconds here of round 2. There's a left hook by Diaz to end the round. Let's take a look at some of the action from round 2.
Well, Barranza came out and he threw a couple of hard shots. From then on, it was Diaz who backed him up, and it was Diaz who was forcing the fight, making Barranza miss, making him pay. That was a sequence there where the glove did touch, but I think correctly called a no knockdown.
You know, Barranza, as we talked about, has been fighting for 20 years. He's fought a number of guys. I mean, Johnny Gonzalez, Ruslan Provodnikov. So he's been in the ring with some big names. Now he's got the young Joel Diaz.
And in this sport, the older you get, the younger you fight. So you never look across the ring and see another 37-year-old. You're always going to see a 20, 22-year-old.
That's what he's got here in Diaz. Diaz pounds the body and follows it up with a left hook to his jaw, Barranza's jaw. Now Barranza comes back with a couple hooks of his own.
But you can see Barranza knows what he should be doing. He's just not capable of doing it.
There's a right hand by Diaz.
He left that jab just hanging out there.
Barranza comes back, connects with a left.
And if Diaz stays committed to that left hook, I think he can get a stoppage here. He has a very quick, short left hook.
He's been trying. He's missed a couple times here. That one grazed Barranza. And this entire fight for these guys, all on the inside here. And here comes Barranza. A couple of combinations.
But Diaz, the interesting thing about this, he has pushed Barranza back the past 2 rounds and not necessarily using the jab. He's just been imposing himself and forcing Barranza backwards.
30 seconds. Here's a combination by Diaz. He lets his hands go.
See right there, he got his defense tight, but it's Barranza who's just moving backwards.
Final seconds. There's a right uppercut by Diaz. Barranza comes back throwing some punches. And a left hook by Diaz. And that's the round. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, round 4. Fourth round. These guys are going right at it. Diaz, a couple of hooks, finish it up with a right uppercut. Uppercut by Barranza. Left hook by Diaz. Oh, here's a left to the body by Barranza. Both guys connecting with combinations. Little blood starting to come once again from the mouth of Diaz as Barranza getting the better of that exchange.
And that's only because Diaz is not really showing respect for Barranza. He's just walking in.
And give it to Barranza. He's taking some good shots, and he's still right there. And giving it back to Diaz as they exchange. So keep in mind, Diaz again 14-0, 12 have come by knockout.
I was just about to say, now Diaz looks like he's getting a little sloppy. He just got hurt with a left hook.
Barranza, the hook. And look at the shiner starting to form now over the right eye of Diaz.
Starting to get a little fatigued, a little lazy.
"30 seconds here.
Good round for Barranza. At 37 years old, don't look that bad, huh?
Not at all.
And it's simple. So far, whoever backs up the other wins the round.
Oh, a right hand by Diaz. Caught Barranza flush. Here's some of the action here from that round. Action-packed.
It was a good round for Barranza. He was aggressive. He was the one throwing the hard shots. But towards the end of the round, it was Diaz who got a little separation and landed a nice long right hand.
Take a listen into the corner of Joe Diaz.
Cintura y los sopes. Y cuando se detenga tantito tienes que tirarle el jab. Jab derecha. ¿Eh? Tira las piernas, tira las piernas. Ok, vamos.
Brian, let's give me the translation. I heard vamos, so he said, let's go.
I was about to say, he kept saying, let's go, pick it up, pick it up, let's go.
This is the 5th round. These guys are going 6. Joel Diaz, Jose Barranza. There's a left hook by Diaz. There's a right hand by Barranza.
Yeah, he landed a short left hook and then a long right hand. He's the one that's punching off the angles, which is odd.
Oh, Diaz comes back with a right and a left.
And Diaz, what I noticed, he's becoming a little flat-footed the past 2 rounds.
There's a right hand by Barranza as we come nearing the halfway point of round 5. Right hand by Diaz. Barranza comes back with a 1-2 combination. Left hook by Diaz. Right hand. Body shots. Left hook. Diaz picking it up now here in round 5.
Again, the one who backs the other up has success.
And now here comes Barranza.
I know if you're Diaz, just sitting there saying to yourself, this guy's hard-hitting.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
He will not go anywhere.
Right. But you need guys like this.
He had been blowing by so many guys. Talking about Diaz. I mean, you're in the ring now with a professional fighter. "30 seconds here left in the 5th round. Here's another combination by Diaz. Barranza. A couple of hooks on the inside. 10 seconds. Quick left hook to end the round. We'll be right back with more boxing.
Let Arizona Designs grow your company. Our creative team can expand your company's image with your unique look. Arizona Designs will apply your logo to custom business cards, banners and signs, billboards, social media, and let's not forget our award-winning vehicle wraps. Market your company 24 hours a day with a look you will be proud of that earns you business. Call 1-800-600-1412 for a free marketing and branding consultation.
Welcome back. Here's some action from round 5, Brian.
Well, last round, again, the one who's being the boss usually landing the cleaner, harder shots. And for the most part of that round, it was the young man, Joe Diaz.
This is it. 6th final round. Barranza gets admonished for leading with the head.
But I like what he did. He came out, he tried to jump all over Diaz, thinking the young man may just try to coast the last round. Now this may very well be one of those fights where Diaz is going to win nearly every round. I gave him all but one, but it's going to be one of the hardest fights he's ever had.
Yeah. A little more movement out of Diaz here in this last round. For the most part of this fight, he's gone toe-to-toe with Barranza, but a lot of movement here. And I think Joel Diaz heard you and said, look, I think I got this fight won. My hands hurt from hitting this block of cement on his head. Let me get some movement here in this last round. Here's a right hand by Barranza, followed up by a left hook.
But it'll help if you're Diaz if you don't get hit.
Minute left here, 6th final round. Here's a left hook by Diaz, follows up with a right hand.
And I like what Diaz is doing this round. He's doing just enough to win the round. He's not doing too much.
Couple left hooks by Barranza.
But defensively, he needs to get to the gym and really work. Because he's not all there in that area.
Last 20 seconds of the fight. There's a right hand by Diaz.
And look who's still standing.
As the two exchange. Take a break. When we come back, the official decision. You're watching Broadway Boxing.
Are the credit card bills closing in on you? Sick and tired of the constant struggle just to stay afloat? Shouldn't this be the year you get a fresh start? Well, now you can settle your debts with dignity and without bankruptcy, with zero upfront or monthly fees. Get the professional help at the Thomason Law Group and get a fresh start. It's easy to sign up. We do all the real work. Better than credit consolidation or credit counseling, the Thomason Law Group uses the power of legal professionals to settle your debts. You don't have to face this alone. We can help with an affordable monthly payment. Call now if you have over 15 grand in debt and settle your debts so you can have hundreds more each month. Don't put this off. Legal settlement can get you fast, easy debt resolution and let you get back to the important things in life.
Call the Thomason Law Group at 1-800-847-0205. That's 1-800-847-0205.
Welcome back. Joel Diaz, Jose Barranza. Your thoughts on what you saw in this fight?
I thought he won. I think this is one of those fights where he certainly is going to learn from. He's going to learn that mentally he got to be ready for every single person, regardless of their age and their record.
All right, the official decision is in. Here's Bob Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Aviator Sports and Event Center in Brooklyn, New York, after 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. Judges Carlos Ortiz and Robert Perez both scored the bout 60-54. Judge Kevin Morgan scores the bout 59-55. For your winner by unanimous decision, Joel Diaz Jr.
All right, Joel Diaz gets the unanimous decision, really just the 3rd time now that he's gone the distance. Gets the win over Jose Barranza. This one was fought on the inside, Brian.
That's exactly how the fight went. On the inside, Diaz had a lot of moments. There were also some moments on the inside where Barranza had some moments. So ebb and flow to this match, but good performance for the young Diaz.
And for Joel Diaz, he gets the unanimous decision. We'll be back. You're watching Broadway Boxing. Time now for our next fight. Let's look at the tail of the tape, Brian.
Well, Joe Smith, he has the advantage in the weight, 6 pounds heavier, and the age. He's 10 years younger. So expect him to be assertive, use that weight, and push back. Newton Kid.
All right, Joe Smith and his opponent. They're in the ring. Let's get the official introduction. Here's Bob Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Aviator Sport and Event Center in Brooklyn, New York, our next bout of the evening is brought to you by DeBella Entertainment, sponsored by Manfredi Auto Group on Highland Boulevard in Staten Island for your best deal. Also brought to you by Everlast. This next bout scheduled for 6 rounds of professional boxing in the light heavyweight division. Your judges scoring at ringside: Waleska Roldan, Robert Perez, and Carlos Ortiz. When the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, your referee, David Fields. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue trunks with white trim. He weighed in at 172 pounds, a veteran of 24 professional bouts. From the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., here is Michael Benga. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks. He weighed in at 178 pounds. His professional record, 14 wins, 1 loss, 11 wins by way of knockout. From Long Island, New York, here is Joe Smith.
Okay, gentlemen, scheduled about 6 rounds. You both know the rules. I expect you to obey my commands at all times, and most of all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
All right, Joe Smith taking on Michael Benga. You know, we've seen Benga before. Obviously, we've seen Joe a few times here on Broadway Boxing, but we've seen Michael Benga as the opponent a couple of times. And, you know, this is one of those fights for Joe Smith. Benga, unorthodox type of fighter. He lunges with the head. He makes a fight awkward.
Yes, and he's doable, so very durable.
Of course, Joe in the white trunks, Benga in the blue.
So Joe's very
Joe's
aggressive.
coming right after him. Backs him up to the ropes. Body shots, couple of hooks. Joe Smith going to work.
And that's exactly how Joe Smith fights. There's going to be no finesse with Joe.
He went right at Michael Benga, backed him to the ropes. Loaded up on the body. Now here comes Michael Benga.
You see the Irish bomber on the back of Joe Smith trunks, and that's exactly what he tried to do. Bomb with every punch.
Joe Smith has lost just one fight. Got his jaw broken in that one fight. But, since then, he's rolled off like 8 straight wins.
And his team has stuck with him. They kept the confidence with him. They felt, listen, he got caught with a punch with the broken jaw. He lost that fight. It's behind us. Let's move forward. The Campo Banco brothers been with him since day one.
Binga connects with a right hand. Minute left here in the first round.
Binga's trying to do what he can to keep Smith off of him. But Smith is just too big for him and too strong. It appears that way. And again, Binga is very unorthodox. He moves one way, punches another way.
And I remember his last fight we had on Broadway Boxing. Oh, there was a left hook.
Yeah, that was a
really
low blow
to Binga.
But Dave Fields was out of position. And Binga's last fight, you talk about was with Travis Peterkin.
Right. And he kept coming in with the head. And remember Peterkin was talking about headbutts, and you saw it right there.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Joe Smith turns and acknowledges that it was a headbutt.
Let's take a break. You're watching Broadway Boxing. Welcome back. Here's some of the action from round one. Joe Smith, Michael Binga. And Joe Smith came out, really attacked Michael Binga. Right now we're in round two at the Aviator Sports Complex. We're in Brooklyn. Oh, here's an uppercut by Binga.
Yeah, it's hard to really block the punches of Binga because they come from all over the place. So your best bet is just to be offensive and keep your hands moving.
Binga, uppercut, hook. Binga sidesteps the Joe Smith attack. Binga, of course, out of Ghana, now fighting and makes his home Washington, D.C.
He's pretty much fought all over the world. New York, Vegas, the UK, Ghana.
There's a body shot, and there was another low one there by Joe Smith, right on the hip area of Binga. David Fields calls the time, and Binga, by rules, is going to have 5 minutes to try to shake that punch off. As Fields admonishes Joe, tells him to get him up. This is like this, really, I think the third time. Fields didn't see one of the low blows that Joe's thrown to Binga so far in this fight.
And I don't like boxers taking the 5 minutes, and let me thoroughly explain why. The added saying, or the fact is, your body aches the next day after your body had a chance to calm down. You see the replay here. Joe Smith moving and aggressive. That was right on the hip. Yeah, right hand on the hip. So it was low. But you don't want to give your body a chance to cool down. When it cools down, it's going to hurt more. So while you're still heated and the adrenaline's still flowing through your body, keep going. Don't take the break. Another low blow.
Another one low on there. Fields didn't catch that one.
So I stand corrected. It was not a low blow. It's only low if you get caught.
Yeah, that's right, absolutely.
And it appears that Joe Smith is committed to working that body of Binga.
You see Binga again diving in. He does that a lot, head first.
Did Binga just throw a stiff jab?
Yeah, he did. Threw a couple of stiff jabs to Joe Smith Jr. Followed it up with a right uppercut. Here comes Joe Smith now to the body of Binga. Digging to the body. He's got Binga in trouble. 10 seconds left in the round. Binga holds on.
That's the veteran move for Binga.
All kinds of action in round 2. Here we go. Look at that uppercut by Binga.
Well, Joe Smith had him where he wanted. He's a stronger, bigger guy. Had him pinned against the ropes. And all he did was 101. Let your hands go. Kept his hands moving. Binga tied him up, did a good job of tying him up.
So we're stopping the fight, all right? Mike, hold on. No, don't tell me. Talk to him.
Looks like they're going to call this one off, Brian.
All right.
I just think Binga's pointing to the left side of his body. So it's a matter of those body shots really penetrated and took his effect on Binga.
Yeah, you can see him right now as you see Joe Smith there looking on, but Binga talking about that left hip, and that was the one where he took the knee.
And Binga is not the type of guy that would just bow out. So I think it's a legitimate injury.
But you know, it's one of those things you got to remember. Islamov, the heavyweight,
The guy was a tough guy.
After a situation like that, when he had that fight with Mike Perez at the Garden, you know this commission is going to be very vigilant.
And also,
about injuries.
Let's keep in mind that Joe Smith was 6 pounds heavier than Binga. So all those little factors there, they play a big role.
As you see Joe Smith getting his gloves cut off there. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get the official announcement. You're watching Broadway Boxing.
Are you a man over 40 and feeling tired, losing muscle, have less romantic drive? Then call now for the Ageless Male Free Testosterone Giveaway. For the first time ever, not just 100 or 1,000, but every man who calls in the next few minutes will receive a free 30-day supply of Ageless Male. Ageless Male has ingredients clinically shown to increase free testosterone levels, and that supports muscle health, boosts romantic drive, and supports energy metabolism. Even though we've already sold over 800,000 bottles of Ageless Male, this is the first time ever we're offering Ageless Male for free. All you pay is shipping and handling. More muscle, more romantic drive, more energy. And it all starts with this amazing offer, the Ageless Male Free Testosterone Giveaway. Your free 30-day supply is waiting for you. Call now.
Don't delay. This is a limited time offer. Call 1-800-764-7482. Secure your free bottle today. That's 1-800-764-7482. 1-800-764-7482.
Welcome back. You can see Michael Binga there on the stool explaining himself. He took that low blow from Joe Smith Jr. Didn't take the full 5 minutes, but obviously was in some pain. Was talking to his corner. He wanted to continue fighting. Doctors came in, looked at it, thought otherwise, and they called this one out, called this one off. Let's get the official announcement of the stoppage. Here's Bob Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Aviator Sport and Event Center in Brooklyn, New York, on the advice of the ringside physician, Michael Binga unable to continue due to a rib injury. This bout is stopped before the beginning of the third round. Your winner by TKO, Joe the Irish Bomber Smith.
So Joe Smith Jr. gets the TKO there in the second round because of the rib injury to Michael Binga, who was not a happy camper. Here we go again. And it was one where Joe Smith Jr. did a lot of body work. Binga certainly fought back, especially in that second round.
Right, Binga was fighting to keep the bigger guy off of him. But Joe Smith, once he got him pinned, he's able to really let his hands go. And he's digging some nice, hard body shots inside there. You see Binga trying to hold on, but to no avail.
Yeah. Joe got the win on the TKO. We'll be back. You're watching Broadway Boxing.
Are the credit card bills closing in on you? Sick and tired of the constant struggle just to stay afloat? Shouldn't this be the year you get a fresh start? Well, now you can settle your debts with dignity and without bankruptcy, with zero upfront or monthly fees. Get the professional help at the Thomason Law Group and get a fresh start. It's easy to sign up. We do all the real work. Better than credit consolidation or credit counseling, the Thomason Law Group uses the power of legal professionals to settle your debts. You don't have to face this alone. We can help with an affordable monthly payment. Call now if you have over 15 grand in debt and settle your debts so you can have hundreds more each month. Don't put this off. Legal settlement can get you fast, easy debt resolution and let you get back to the important things in life.
Call the Thomason Law Group at 1-800-847-0205. That's 1-800-847-0205.
Well, we got a couple of junior middleweights going 4 rounds. Brian, let's get the tail of the tape.
Well, Chris Galliano is southpaw. He has a 5-inch height advantage, so look for him to use it. Stay on the outside and work that jab.
Both guys are in the ring. Here's the official introduction from Bob Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Aviator Sports and Event Center in Brooklyn, New York, our next bout of the evening is brought to you by DeBella Entertainment, sponsored by Manfredi Auto Group on Highland Boulevard in Staten Island for your best deal. Also sponsored by Everlast. This bout scheduled for 4 rounds of professional boxing in the junior middleweight division. Your judges scoring at ringside, Waleska Rodan, Robert Perez, and Carlos Ortiz. Your referee in charge of the action, David Fields. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with red trim. He weighed in at 155 pounds, a veteran of 2 professional bouts from Las Vegas, Nevada. Here is Azamat Umarzota. His opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks. He weighed in at an identical 155 pounds. This young man is undefeated in his professional career. 2 wins, no losses. From the Bronx, New York, here is Chris Golden Galliano.
Okay, gentlemen, we scheduled to box 4 rounds. You both know the rules. I expect you to obey my commands at all times. Most of all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
Chris Galliano taking on Azamat Umarzota. Umarzota comes out of Las Vegas, winless so far in his 2 professional fights. Used to be an MMA guy. Did that for like 3 years. Also did some kickboxing and boxing now for like 3 years. Both guys in black trunks, red trim. Galliano's got the red boots.
Galliano likes to keep his defense tight and work from the outside. He had an excellent amateur career. He was a national amateur champion. So he's comfortable inside the ring. It's just a matter of him really understanding the professional game and letting it all click.
Umarzota said he enjoyed his time doing MMA and kickboxing, but he liked to punch. That's why he stuck with boxing. Calls himself a brawler. Said he did a lot of sparring with Sean Porter for this fight.
So he calls himself a brawler, which means he doesn't throw a lot of punches if you're boxing.
Yeah, there's a body shot to Galliano.
He needs you to stay stationary and fight. Nice right hook by Chris.
Zota again going to the body. Galliano.
And he's being overly aggressive because Chris Galliano has yet to really settle down and land something.
Less than a minute here in the first round. Zota misses. Big right.
And the punch that's there for Galliano is the right hook. Every time Umarzota comes forward, he leans in. So the right hook is there.
Doble llave a la izquierda. Doble llave a la izquierda.
Coming up on the final seconds here of round 1. Galliano on the attack now. Let's take a break. When we come back, round 2. You're watching Broadway Boxing. Here we go, round 2. This is Galliano out of the Bronx, taking on Azamat Umarzota, fighting out of Las Vegas. Galliano came out quickly with a 1-2 combination. Here's a right hook, pops Umarzota.
The right hooks are there because
There's a left to the body, but it was low.
As I said, every time Umarzota moves forward, he leans in with his hands down. Right hooks all day. If you're Galliano.
There's some combinations by Galliano. Umarzota said, bring it. Come on, bring it. Let's fight.
Now, if you're Umarzota, you want Galliano to keep going backwards. You want to keep that pressure on. Because if Galliano's not punching and he's moving, you're in the safe zone.
So shouldn't Umarzota, he wants a brawl, he wants a fight. Shouldn't he do a better job at cutting the ring off?
Yes. Keep steady stepping straight and step at the angle. Most southpaws are going to move to their right. So you beat him to it. You step over first. Force him to go left.
Again, Umarzota.
He's right there.
Yeah, see, he's just letting Galliano move. We're under a minute. There's a left hand by Galliano. Nice uppercut, Galliano. Left to the body.
Those body shots are starting to bother Umarzota. Now he's not rushing in as quick as he was. He's giving Galliano the room that Galliano needs. But Chris has to take advantage of it and work the jab.
There's a left hand that connects by Galliano. Let's listen in on the corner of Galliano.
Bonito round, mira. Bonito round. Óyeme, lo que quiero es todo el tiempo es velando el tipo que lo que quiere es darte un puño nada más. Es lo que quiere darte un puño. ¿Está bien? Siempre vela esa derecha. Lo igual tiene fuerte la derecha de él. Cuando estás adentro, no te quedas adentro. Salte para afuera, no pelees con él adentro. Salte de lejito, tú estás haciendo la cosa muy bien.
He said, don't throw one punch.
Deep breath,
Combinations.
All right. Stop putting the pressure on this round. Okay, don't wait till later. Stop putting the pressure on this round, okay? Deep breath, deep breath. Let it out. One more time, deep breath, let it out. All right, let's go.
Round 3. Body shot, left hand to the body by Galliano.
Now Umarzota is cutting the ring off. But he can't throw power shots like that. You gotta start at the body when you cut the ring.
Yeah, leaves himself open now. He did connect there with a left hook. Galliano holds on. There's some more body shots by Umarzota. Turns Galliano around.
Galliano has stayed composed, stayed within his defense. Hasn't went outside the defense, meaning He hasn't started throwing wild, wide shots. He's still punching behind the tight defense.
Marzota misses with a wild left hook. Galliano back to the body, but once again low. Left hand by Galliano, but right to the guard of Umarzota.
And Chris has to do more than just throw 2 punches. Same rhythm. Jab left hand or left hook, right hook, left hand. Got to change the rhythm a little.
Here's a right hand by Umarzota.
Umarzota think he just drop his head, take the jabs, and he's going to try to counterpunch with a big shot.
Yeah, he's just loading up with that right hand.
And Galliano is not getting unrattled.
"20 seconds in this round. Umarzota trying to find the ring, trying to cut the ring off on Galliano. Misses with a left hook. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, boxing, you're watching Broadway Boxing. We're in Brooklyn.
Are you falling behind on your student loan payments? Are the monthly payments too much for you to afford? Have you just stopped paying? If this is you, Reliant Financial is offering free information for those who call the number on their screens right now. If you are struggling with student loan debts, our partners can show you how you may be able to reduce your monthly payments and tell you if you may qualify to have your student loans eliminated entirely. Call Reliant Financial now to take part in this special free offer. You'll speak with one of our experienced partners who will evaluate your situation and guide you through the process. The call and information are free, and there is no obligation. Our partners can help stop collection calls, lift wage garnishments, and release tax liens. Stop struggling with student loan debts, end the collection process, and get a monthly payment you can afford. To get your free information and to take control of your student loan debt, make the free call to Reliant Financial today. Call 800-658-2032. That's 800-658-2032.
Fourth and final round. Galliano with a left hand. Good 1-2 combination by Galliano.
Now Galliano is just trying to counterpunch every miss.
Umarzota again. Too much chasing. Still can't find a cut the ring off on Galliano.
I guess early on he recognized that he's going to need to land one punch.
He's got 2 minutes to do it.
Now, I didn't say it's going to happen. I'm just saying. He probably understood. That's all he needs.
There's a left hook. Followed up with a right hand by Umarzota. Now, if you're Galliano, you got to watch when you're sidestepping out of there. His hands are down. Galliano tried to counter Umarzota after the miss. 1 minute left in this fight.
Umarzota gets him where he needs in the corner, and he does nothing.
Galeano pops Umarzota with a jab. Right hand by Umarzota to the body of Galeano. Final 10 seconds.
I'm gonna be a psychic here. I'm gonna say Umarzota gonna load up for a punch and Galeano gonna move.
Be right about that. If they have enough time, they don't. When we come back, it's the decision. You're watching Broadway Boxing.
Are the credit card bills closing in on you? Sick and tired of the constant struggle just to stay afloat? Shouldn't this be the year you get a fresh start? Well, now you can settle your debts with dignity and without bankruptcy, with zero upfront or monthly fees. Get the professional help at the Thomason Law Group and get a fresh start. It's easy to sign up. We do all the real work. Better than credit consolidation or credit counseling, the Thomason Law Group uses the power of legal professionals to settle your debts. You don't have to face this alone. We can help with an affordable monthly payment. Call now if you have over 15 grand in debt and settle your debts so you can have hundreds more each month. Don't put this off. Legal settlement can get you fast, easy debt resolution and let you get back to the important things in life.
Call the Thomason Law Group at 1-800-847-0205. That's 1-800-847-0205.
Welcome back. Chris Galeano, Azamat Umarzota. The official judge's decision is in. Let's see who won this fight. Here's Bob Alexander.
All three judges, Waleska Roldan, Robert Perez, and Carlos Ortiz scored the bout 39-37. For the winner by unanimous decision, Chris Golden.
Chris Galeano gets the unanimous decision. This was a fight Galeano kept on the outside. Umarzota just couldn't cut the ring off on Galeano.
Yeah, he couldn't properly cut the ring off and force Galeano out of his comfort zone, which was boxing.
Galeano scored with combinations like that and moved. And in the end, got the unanimous decision. He's now 3-0. Let's take a break. You're watching Broadway Boxing.
Are you a man over 40 and feeling tired, losing muscle, have less romantic drive? Then call now for the Ageless Male free testosterone giveaway. For the first time ever, not just 100 or 1,000, but every man who calls in the next few minutes will receive a free 30-day supply of Ageless Male. Ageless Male has ingredients clinically shown to increase free testosterone levels, and that supports muscle health, boosts romantic drive, and supports energy metabolism. Even though we've already sold over 800,000 bottles of Ageless Male, this is the first time ever we're offering Ageless Male for free. All you pay is shipping and handling. More muscle, more romantic drive, more energy. And it all starts with this amazing offer, the Ageless Male free testosterone giveaway. Your free 30-day supply is waiting for you. Call now.
Don't delay. This is a limited time offer. Call 1-800-764-7482. Secure your free bottle today. That's 1-800-764-7482. 1-800-764-7482.
It's time for the ladies. It's the main event. Let's get to the tail of the tape.
Heather Hardy is coming in 2 pounds heavier, and that should be a difference, especially in these smaller weight classes. Weight really plays a part.
All right, let's get the official introduction. Here is Bob Alexander.
Sports Event Center in Brooklyn, New York. Our next bout is brought to you by DeBella Entertainment, sponsored by Manfredi Auto Group on Highlands Boulevard in Staten Island for your best deal. Also brought to you by Everlast. This is your main event of the evening, scheduled for 8 rounds of professional boxing in the junior featherweight division. Your judges scoring at ringside: Waleska Robin, Robert Perez, and Kevin Morgan. When the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, your referee, Pete Santiago. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing baby blue, gray, and red. She weighed in at 119 pounds. Her professional record, 7 wins, 4 losses, 3 draws. She hails from the Bronx, New York. Here is Nadia Feliciano. Her opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks. She weighed in at 121 pounds. She is undefeated in her professional career. 8 wins, no losses, 2 wins by way of knockout. She hails from Brooklyn, New York. Here is Heather "The Heat" Hardy.
In the locker room downstairs, I expect you guys to listen to my commands at all times and respect my commands at all times. Okay? This is good and this is good. Good luck.
Well, this should be a good one. The main event, Heather "The Heat" Hardy, Nadia Feliciano.
Brooklyn against the Bronx.
Hardy in those white trunks, Feliciano in the powder blue. Here we go. Hardy still undefeated, had a rough go in her last fight. Said you're gonna see the same heart, better technique. She took a lot of punches in that last fight. Feliciano says, I'm gonna move. I know she's a volume puncher. I'm gonna throw my combinations, get in and get out. Here's a good 1-2 combination by Feliciano.
And the one thing about this is, yes, Heather's a volume puncher. It's going to be difficult for Feliciano because as she's trying to get in and get out, Heather's still punching. See, no matter what, Heather's going to keep her hands moving. So on sheer volume, Heather will always do well.
Here's a left hook by Feliciano. Hardy comes back. Again, keep in mind, the ladies only go 2 minutes, 2-minute rounds. Oh, good give and take by both ladies. Final seconds, round 1. Hardy goes to the body, comes back upstairs. And that's the first round. Let's take a break. You're watching Broadway Boxing.
Yeah, I don't want them big punches. Nice and tight like you're doing. Stand up. Don't get stuck. Beautiful. Just keep it nice, short, and sweet. Don't worry about this.
Round 2 of our main event, Heather Hardy, Nydia Feliciano.
Now let's see which one made the adjustments or will make the adjustment.
You know, sometimes Heather's punches are wide. Even though she's a volume puncher, they're a little wide. You know, this fight, they want them short, crisp, especially for Feliciano, who's got great movement. Talk about a turn of events here. You know, when Hardy was an amateur, she looked up to Feliciano because Feliciano has been fighting. Oh, there's a left hook by Feliciano. She's been fighting professionally since 2009. Another hook by Feliciano.
Feliciano has decided to just place shots as opposed to trying to fight a volume fight with Heather. She's trying to place shots now.
Hardy going to the body. And uppercuts by Hardy.
And I've said it repeatedly, when Heather punches, she stands straight up. So there are opportunities there to counterpunch.
Hardy again, a good 1-2 to the body, goes back upstairs. Those punches go to the guard of Feliciano. Not much damage done there. Couple of hooks, misses by Feliciano. Final 10 seconds here, second round. There's a hook to end the round.
Are you falling behind on your student loan payments? Are the monthly payments too much for you to afford? Have you just stopped paying? If this is you, Reliant Financial is offering free information for those who call the number on their screens right now. If you are struggling with student loan debts, our partners can show you how you may be able to reduce your monthly payments and tell you if you may qualify to have your student loans eliminated entirely. Call Reliant Financial now to take part in this special free offer. You'll speak with one of our experienced partners who will evaluate your situation and guide you through the process. The call and information are free, and there is no obligation. Our partners can help stop collection calls, lift wage garnishments, and release tax liens. Stop struggling with student loan debts, end the collection process, and get a monthly payment you can afford. To get your free information and to take control of your student loan debt, make the free call to Reliant Financial today. Call 800-658-2032. That's 800-658-2032.
Take a listen in on Heather the Heat Hardy.
Nice. You just move, keep it nice, make her miss, and you do what you got to do. Beautiful. It's your fight. Don't worry about the short.
There we start the third round. They're asking the corners to clean up some of the excess water and ice. Here we go. This is our main event. We're in Brooklyn, the Aviator Sports Complex. Undefeated Heather the Heat Hardy taking on Nydia Feliciano. Brooklyn in the Bronx.
Hey, listen, in order to...
Ooh, good body punch there by the Heat.
In order to stop volume punches, you have to work a consistent jab. A la Vernon Forrest and Shane Mosley. Work a consistent jab. Jab forces the opponent to have to reset.
Oh, good 1-2. Finish it up with a right uppercut with Feliciano.
And she certainly should not be backing up against Heather. If your strategy was to get in and out, you should be moving forward.
We've certainly seen better technique out of Heather Hardy. She said we were. Better head movement.
Yeah, she's bending her knees more.
Final seconds here. Both exchange a couple jabs. And Hardy ends the round with a couple body shots. Take a look at some of the action here from round 3. Body there by Heather Hardy.
Well, Heather Hardy is the one that's using the jab. She's the one working the combinations, body, head, and she's the one getting out after every combination. See a different angle. Starts at the top with the jab, go downstairs with the right hand to the body. Heather Hardy is the one who's aggressive. She's the one changing the rhythm and forcing the pace.
Let's go to our unofficial scoring. What do you got so far, Brian?
So far, I had the first 3 rounds, score for Heather Hardy.
It's the 4th round. Ladies are going 8. Just 2 years ago, Nydia Feliciano fought for the IBF bantamweight title. This is probably the best opposition Heather Hardy has seen so far.
Well, if she's going to stay in front of Heather Hardy, and not let her hands go, it's going to be a long night for her. Heather Hardy is the one boxing, giving angles, in and out. Didn't Lydia say she's going to do this?
He did. She did say that. Hardy has just been diligent. Going to the body, then coming upstairs. Just like that.
Nice
Two body
left hook
shots.
to the body.
On the ropes, Hardy fighting her way off. 20 seconds left in the round. Hardy sidesteps off. Couple of right hands, one to the body, comes back upstairs.
Yeah, she's mixing it up nice. Body, now she's going to go to the head. She's mixing it up well. Very impressed.
Yeah, probably the most complete performance we've seen out of Heather Hardy so far. As they both exchange some hooks. We'll be back. You're watching Broadway Boxing. Welcome back. The halfway point of this fight, main event. These two mix it up on the inside. Feliciano using that left hand. Hardy backed again to the body. No, some blood starting to come from the nose of Heather Hardy now.
She hasn't really been hit clean. Even when Nadia backs her up, she's the one getting the better of the exchanges.
Hardy ducks that right hook. Lands one. Feliciano comes back with another right hand.
That's it.
Now Heather Hardy showing some movement. A little bit of angle.
She's going left, she's going right, and she's still punching.
Hardy trying to catch her with that uppercut.
We're telegraphing a few shots, but she looks good.
Heather Hardy putting on a performance here in Brooklyn. Let's go into our corner. Take a listen.
Yeah, yeah. But when you decide to hit, you got to be going forward. All right? So you're thinking, right? You start hitting, you got to be stopping in combination as we fast. Beautiful. We're good.
Stay in front.
All right. Here we go.
Here we go. Main event, Heather Hardy, Nydia Feliciano. Couple rounds left. How do you got this scored so far, Brian?
It'd be hard pressed to give a round to Nadia right now. I think it's been a complete dominated performance by Heather Hardy thus far.
Let's see if Feliciano tries to put a charge in it.
I think at this point she can try whatever she wants, but it's a matter of the temperament of the fight.
And does she have the punching power?
Because the more aggressive she gets, the more desperate she gets, she's going to be aggressive, and she's going to leave herself wide open for some counter punches from Hardy.
There's a left hook by Feliciano.
Now she did something smart there, but she didn't punch. Heather went low and she went low. She forced Heather to stand up.
Oh, good exchange by both ladies there. 30 seconds left here in this round. Hardy's thrown the punches, but we've seen great movement out of her. Something we haven't seen out of her yet that she's added to this repertoire. Body shot by Hardy. I'll tell you, the ladies, these fights are always action-packed.
Heather Hardy's letting combinations go, slipping out to the side. Even when she backs Nadia up, positive results.
As you see, Nydia Feliciano. Out of the Bronx, she's 7-4-3. Heather Hardy still undefeated. There's a couple of hooks the ladies exchange. Look at Hardy.
I've never thought I would ever say defensive Wiz and Heather Hardy together.
Yeah, I know. She is. Defensively, she's looked great.
And she looks natural doing this.
You can hear the crowd cheering. Hardy. Hardy still coming forward. Both ladies going to the body. Body shots by Hardy. And she's still on top of Feliciano.
The only thing she needs to add, which is going to be scary, is add counter punches when she slip and slide away from shot. Come back with a counter, she'll really be dangerous.
Both ladies exchange some punches to the face, now to the body, and that's the round. Let's take a break. When we come back, the final round.
Are you falling behind on your student loan payments? Are the monthly payments too much for you to afford? Have you just stopped paying? If this is you, Reliant Financial is offering free information for those who call the number on their screens right now. If you are struggling with student loan debts, our partners can show you how you may be able to reduce your monthly payments and tell you if you may qualify to have your student loans eliminated entirely. Call Reliant Financial now to take part in this special free offer. You'll speak with one of our experienced partners who will evaluate your situation and guide you through the process. The call and information are free, and there is no obligation. Our partners can help stop collection calls, lift wage garnishments, and release tax liens. Stop struggling with student loan debts, end the collection process, and get a monthly payment you can afford. To get your free information and to take control of your student loan debt, make the free call to Reliant Financial today. Call 800-658-2032. That's 800-658-2032.
Eighth and final round, main event, Heather Hardy, Nydia Feliciano.
I got a question, just for giggles. Ring announcers always say last round is good up for both boxers. One is really bad. Why are you giving it up for the bad one?
Well, Heather Hardy has put on a boxing exhibition here. She's thrown a lot of punches, as she always does, but she's shown better technique that she said we were going to see tonight. She's moved. Slip punches, showed some angles. Here comes Feliciano now. A minute left in this fight. Body shot there by Hardy.
And slips out.
And slips out of there. We come to the 30-second mark left in this fight.
You know what? I can't tell anybody about this fight. They just got to see it. They won't believe me.
She has looked, talking about Heather Hardy, quite impressive. Final 10 seconds now. Hardy, right hand. Feliciano comes back. And that's the fight. Let's take a break. When we come back, the official judge's decision.
Are the credit card bills closing in on you? Sick and tired of the constant struggle just to stay afloat? Shouldn't this be the year you get a fresh start? Well, now you can settle your debts with dignity and without bankruptcy, with zero upfront or monthly fees. Get the professional help at the Thomason Law Group and get a fresh start. It's easy to sign up. We do all the real work. Better than credit consolidation or credit counseling, the Thomason Law Group uses the power of legal professionals to settle your debts. You don't have to face this alone. We can help with an affordable monthly payment. Call now if you have over 15 grand in debt and settle your debts so you can have hundreds more each month. Don't put this off. Legal settlement can get you fast, easy debt resolution and let you get back to the important things in life.
Call the Thomason Law Group at 1-800-847-0205. That's 1-800-847-0205.
Well, this was a great main event, great fight. Let's find out who won it. Let's get the judges' official decision. Here's Bob Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Aviator Sports and Events Center in Brooklyn, New York, after 8 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. Judge Melinda Roldan scores the bout 79-73. Judges Robert Perez and Kevin Morgan score the bout 78-74. For the winner by unanimous decision, Heather the Heat Hardy.
So Heather the Heat Hardy, victorious once again, unanimous decision. You know, Brian Adams pointed out during the broadcast, which I thought it was very funny. We never thought we'd ever see Heather the Heat Hardy in a great defensive fight in the same breath. You not only threw a lot of punches, but you showed us that better technique. You slip punches and you move.
Really? Thanks. Yeah, I was trying, so. But I always really try.
We looked at your last fights, they've been knockouts, but we've seen some things that you've been adding to your fight. Talk to me about, was that something that you knew coming in that you had to do?
Yeah, I mean, I know this girl and I have a lot of respect for her. So whenever you fight someone you know and you're like, oh my gosh, she's really good, I knew I had to step my game way up. So, I mean, to say to my coaches, Devon and Blimp and all the guys at Gleason's Gym for putting those extra minutes in with me, thank you so much.
You know, this is kind of interesting because you said when you were in the amateurs, you looked up to Nydia.
Yeah,
because she was at the top of the heap here. And talk to me a little bit about that. And now here you are, and you get the opportunity to beat her.
Yeah, she's a spar at Gleason, so I would watch her spar, and she was there when I won my national title. So like I said, I have a lot of respect for that girl. So this was not something I was going in thinking it was going to be an easy task. I knew I had something tough in front of me that was going to take a lot of work.
Okay, so we've seen you knock people out. Now we've seen you box.
I could box too.
What's next? What's next for Heather the Heat Hardy?
Something good, I promise.
Big fights. She's still undefeated. Congratulations on the win. Brian Adams joins me here. Brian, give me your final thoughts on what you saw tonight out of Heather the Heat Hardy.
I think Heather added another repertoire in her boxing career. I think she just made her career a little more interesting for viewers. When you tune in, you think of Heather Hardy as being aggressive and assertive, and sooner or later that would catch up to her. But I think tonight she changed that turned that chapter, and she added the defensive part of the game that's needed.
She said you were going to see some better technique. We certainly saw it tonight. It's been another great night of boxing here in Brooklyn. For Brian Adams, I'm Brian Custer. Thanks for watching Broadway Boxing. We'll see you again at the fights.